and I trust that we have delegates from all these institutions over here. But as I said that this is the beginning, not the end. So let's try to understand each other. Let's have a friendship which can culminate into a successful marriage actually. Otherwise, if you are working in silos, nobody is going to be. So with these words, I'll welcome once again all of you to this particular session. Thank you, and let's hope a good deliberation will happen.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Professor Bhatendra Kumar Singh, sir, Director PDPM IIIT Jabalpur, to please give the welcome remarks for the inaugural ceremony of the workshop.
Our esteemed Chief General Manager, Sri Sanjeev Kumar Bolaji from Vacuum Factory, Sri S.S. Sandhu from Madhya Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation, Lieutenant General Sanjay Sethi ji, Lieutenant General M.K. Das ji, Brigadier K.K. Sharma ji, our esteemed colleague, delegates from the industry, our dear student, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Pandit Dwarika Prasad Mishra Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, I welcome you all to this lush green campus, which was established in 2005 and became institution of national importance in 2014 by the Government of India. As you know that today, afternoon session, we are interacting under this banner of academic industry workshop. As our coordinator of the program, Professor Tandon, narrated that this is some sort of precursor meeting to our regional industrial conclave which Madhya Pradesh government is going to organize in Jabalpur. And in this conclave, the idea is to interact with the industry so that they can come to this state of Madhya Bharat for the possible investment in various sectors. Jabalpur is known for this defense industry, as most of our establishment comes under defense. I joined this institute only last year, and we have focused strategically to the defense establishment. So in due course of time, we are visiting to one establishment to another establishment, making memorandum of agreements, understanding, and further strengthening our joint collaboration with defense establishment. And in this connection, the first MOU we did it with Vacuum Factory under the able leadership of Sri Sanjeev Kumar Bolaji. And now we are strategically going on variety of research projects which our esteemed and energetic faculty are taking up in collaboration with Vacuum Factory. We all know that our government has given a slogan for 2047 when we will be celebrating 100 years of establishment. And that is how India could be a developed nation. So under this Viksit Bharat, it is our objective to integrate with industry, and industry has to integrate with academia, because both has to go side by side dependent on the other countries, and that's why we have to make this technology under our laboratory, under our establishment. As our institute is not so big, but we can do this small effort into it, and we can collaborate with our defense establishment which are available in Jabalpur. A lot more work we can contribute, and further the state as well as nation can get benefit of it. Institute is having a reservoirs of young minds, igniting minds. So these young minds has to be put under this defense establishment so that they can work on these live projects. They can learn what are the industry problem in terms of defense industry, and then they can work on it. Right now, a couple of our students are working with Vacuum Factory Jabalpur on different projects, and we are going to accumulate with more number of manpowers to various defense establishment, and this will be a precaution towards our objective of Viksit Bharat. So I would not take much time. So once again, I welcome you all to this institute, and I do hope that in days to come, all our distinguished guests from different defense establishment, some of our colleagues already retired, out from the defense, so they will act for our institute as an advisor, sir. So do right advice to our young mind, young faculty, so that we can work under your leadership. So with this word, I would not take much time, and I wish you all again for this good workshop where the outcomes will be taken care, and our team would be projecting on those R&D works. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you all to Shri Sanjeev Kumar Bola, Chief General Manager, Vehicle Factory, Armed Vehicles Nigam Limited, Jabalpur. He has graduated from IIT Varanasi and post-graduated in weapons design from...
Good afternoon. It's indeed an honor to welcome you all, delegates present, the chief guest, General Seth, ex-GOC, General Das, and all senior faculty members, officers from 506, COD, and Ordnance Factories. Lot of industry representatives are here, and the young minds who are here, like kindling minds, the students of IIITDM, and we are the main source of energy and startups in country. This collaboration is critical, as you see, for fostering innovation, driving economic growth, and preparing our workforce for challenges of tomorrow. The subject of academic industry interaction also gains paramount importance in the context that India is now preparing for cutting-edge technologies in defense sector. India boasts a rich educational heritage with institutions like IITs, IIITDMs like ours, Indian Institute of Management, and various central and state universities that have gained international recognition. As far as brought out, there were now a lot of research papers on defense that are coming up, and it is all because now a lot of industries applied research in place in country. India's industrial sector is also rapidly expanding, encompassing traditional industries like textiles and manufacturing, as well as emerging technologies like information technology, biotechnology, renewable energies, artificial intelligence, and to name few of them. To further boost the growth of industry and industries to emerge as leaders in respective domain, technology and know-how are the main ingredients if we want to grow our intellect in our systems. Most of the leading industries acquire this know-how through research collaborations with academic institutions, where researchers share their knowledge on the subject. Earlier collaborations were limited only to internships and basic research, whereas during post-industrial revolution and in current days, we have seen an increased interaction for technological advancements and through various collaborations, funding of research projects and others. The modern era interactions focuses on integrated research, development projects, and technology transfer. These days, knowledge transactions are two-way process, where joint research projects are undertaken, where the academia provides theoretical insights while the industry offers practical applications. Through this process, niche and emerging technologies are required by the industries. The background for holding this workshop from industry perspective, as we are an industry, is to get benefited of the knowledge which rests with the academic institutions. VFJ was in discussions with IIITDM in past and academic institutions of Jabalpur for undertaking live industrial projects for mutual benefit. Recently, AVNL VFJ unit have recently signed a cooperation of agreement with IIITDM for vehicle designing. Further, MP government is actively pursuing to develop defense industries in Jabalpur region. In this context, the coming together of academic, industry, and MPIDC will foster the industrial ecosystem of this region. If we see the MP Invest website, we find this, there are various corridors, and Jabalpur region has been designated as the defense corridor for MP government. The academic industry interactions are a win-win propositions which benefits academia, industry, and students as well. Many success cases such as interactions can be seen in India. One of the big examples are Biotech Industry Research Assistance Council. Various IITs have partnered with companies like Google, Microsoft, Tata to work out groundbreaking projects in technology in field of artificial intelligence, machine learning and other advanced sciences. IIT Madras and IIT Delhi are undertaking pioneering work in development of projects for defense forces. So when I joined VFJ last year, so I thought why not this industry academic interaction should be fostered, brought in, and that's how we started this process of discussions with IIT. When we talk of academic interactions, academic industry interactions, there are also challenges in this process which needs to be overcome during industry academic interaction, such as approachability to the right faculty, the communication barriers, the IPR sharing, and objective differences, to name few of them. So through these workshops, I think these subjects will be addressed and we will be able to find more opportunities of interaction and developing new products for defense industry in Jabalpur. In conclusion, the interaction between industry and academia holds immense potential to drive innovation, enhance education, and fuel economic growth. By doing this, we bridge the gap between theory and practice and develop leaders and innovators for tomorrow. I thank IIITDM, MPIDC for coming together with AVNL in organizing this academic industry interaction. I welcome Commandant MCMM, Lieutenant General Sanjay Seth, Lieutenant General MK Das, retired ex-DOC, Commandant 506, other distinguished guests from academia and industry who are present here to share their views by which defense companies, industries of this region and academic institutions can develop cutting-edge technology products for defense forces. I also feel that such interactions will also benefit nurturing new startups among the students. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I take the honor to invite Shri S.S. Sandhu, General Manager, MPIDC. I request him to address the gathering on his occasion.
नमस्कार। सबसे पहले मैं मंच पर उपस्थित मुख्य अतिथि लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल संजय सेठ जी और इंदु साहब, भोला साहब, लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल दास साहब और उपस्थित सभी मेहमान अतिथियों का धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। मैं आज इस महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर गौरवित महसूस कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे इस कॉलेज के महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम में भाग लेने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। हमारे जबलपुर में चारों रक्षा क्षेत्र की इकाइयां अपने अपने क्षेत्र में कीर्तिमान स्थापित कर रही हैं। मैं आशा करता हूं कि हमारे नए उद्यमी जो इस क्षेत्र में आगे आना चाहते हैं, वे मौजूदा रक्षा उत्पाद इकाइयों के साथ मिलकर उनके मार्गदर्शन में काम कर सकते हैं एवं जबलपुर रक्षा क्षेत्र के इकोसिस्टम को मजबूत करने के लिए अपनी भूमिका निभा सकते हैं। मैं इस संदेश के माध्यम से सभी आयोजकों का धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। साथ ही मध्य प्रदेश शासन की ओर से आयोजित होने वाले रीजनल इंडस्ट्री कॉन्क्लेव 2024 के लिए सभी को आमंत्रित करना चाहता हूँ। वे कॉन्क्लेव को अपना मूल्यवान समय देकर कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. I now take the privilege to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Lieutenant General Sanjay Sethi, Commandant Military College of Materials Management and Colonel Commandant of the Army Ordnance Corps. He is conferred with the Military Award Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and Vishisht Seva Medal for his distinguished service to the Indian Army. He graduated from the Defence Institute of Armament Technology, the College of Defence Management, and the National Defence College. The officer has a distinguished academic record. He holds 2 master degrees and an MPhil degree and has come to Delhi University. As Commandant post the devastating accident of 2016, the officer not only restored the morale of the depot but also ensured that the personnel involved were acknowledged as battle casualty and their gallant actions were recognized by way of suitable awards. As the Director General of Information Systems, the General steered the Directorate in the development and implementation of the Agni-based software for administration and networking and the management of Agni-based. I request him to address the gathering with his wise words.
Dignitaries on the dais and all delegates, a very good afternoon. I don't know how much you can make out of the introduction she read out for me, but for those who are here in IITDM, I am your neighbor here, the College of Materials Management. I am posted there. And in fact, I cross your institution almost every day because it falls on my cycling route. Only the rains have stopped that routine. So if I was looking at my app, which is connected to my smartwatch, I would have crossed your institution about 200. I have entered the institution. Institution capable hands. Let me say that I must congratulate everybody who's been involved in this exercise of getting the academia and industry together. But just to get a feel, how many of you are from industry? Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Great. So, I won't use the word industry because I can use the word academia for myself. But what I do with my academics is not exactly industry. So I prefer to use industry instead of industry. So I prefer that industry be referred as practitioners of academics, and that would strengthen the bond together. So I've not got any great knowledge to give. In fact, I've been literally forced to be here, that I must come, so I'm here. Let me make some examples from my career to understand how the academia practitioner bonding can be better. So I'm running in my 37th year of service in Indian Army. And if I look back at my career, 1/6 of the time, that is 6 years, I have been a student. I was wearing a uniform. While I was wearing a uniform, I was still studying. And 6 years I have been in, or more than 6 years, I have been in academic institutions. So 1/6 as a student, 1/6 as an instructor or a teacher, and now as a head of an institution. That makes it 1/3 of my career. 1/3 of my career has been associated in some form or the other with academics, and it is the 2/3 of my career that has gone into actually practicing what I have learned in whatever form. So when you do your deliberations, please see how much of you in academia get an opportunity to be in the industry yourself, or you decide to stay where you are. And similarly, those who come from the industry, how much of the time is it that you take time off and come to the academia and share your experience? Not just conferences, you've got to go beyond that. So, Army, we are totally applied in nature. There is no pure science. We are actually teaching the practitioner what to do. So we are unique in our way. But true academia practitioner relationship will happen when there is a cross interface of people. When Mr. Bhola decides to be here as faculty, that will be the true interface of academia industry partnership. The second thing which I want to make is that the seminar is very meaningful and the time in country is good. Again, we'll make a personal example. 6-7 years back, Army was importing all kinds of stuff required to support our troops in high altitude. We call it SCME. We call it special clothing and mountaineering. So I was dealing with the subject. There was not a single item which was manufactured in India in the huge list of things which go in supporting somebody in glacier. The government one day just decided will not import. And I would call that as intent of the government. The intent was Atmanirbharta. Intent was to make it here. And the industry rose to the occasion, and these troops in glacier are surviving. So we still, one fine day, the government displays or exhibits intent, and the industry displays capacity. So we are fortunate, we live in times when the intent of the government is good and the industry has capacity. When these two things match, then these seminars can make a lot of meaning and can make a lot of difference to what is happening in our ecosystem. And the last point I want to say is, for those of you, although we have a very learned panel here, I'm sure they will all bring this out. But as far as the defense industry is concerned, the regulatory framework favors the industry and the academy. So all of you should be familiar with the IDEX schemes, should be familiar with the DISC challenges which the Ministry of Defense is throwing up. Please make most of these challenges, they offer a good opportunity. They come with funding, they come with support, they come with assurance of the government that what you do to meet the products definition challenges that are being put up are met. I won't take more time and spoken more than enough. Thank you, and I wish everybody a lot of success in all the deliberations that we do here. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor V.K. Gupta, Dean, Academic, IIITDM Jabalpur, to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais and delegates from industry, academia, students. It is my privilege to present the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. We are conducting the first academia industry workshop. So first of all, I would like to thank our chief guest of the occasion, General Sethi, Commandant of CMF, for accepting our invitation despite being a very short invitation interval between this invitation. He has accepted our invitation, and just now he told that we are not industry but practitioner, and as an academia we always look for the practice of our whatever we are learning, we want to bring it to the practice. So surely we will be looking in the aspects here. My sincere thanks to Lieutenant General M.K. Das, ex-DOC, Madhya Bharat area, Brigadier K.K. Sharma, Commandant and MD of 506 workshop. They had accepted our invitation to deliver the keynote address on this occasion. And again, I said that it was a very short duration, basically the only work, less than a week, and then you had accepted this. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Sri S.K. Bola, CGM VFJ. He has been 2 months and he has been always an inspiring all these occasions in industry and academia, and he has motivated us to hold this workshop. So thank you very much. I would like to thank Sri S.S. Sandhu, GM MPIDC. He was busy with the conclave that is being going to held on the 8th July, and despite the busy schedule, he has accepted to be part of this academia workshop. I would like to thank officials of the VFJ, GCF, OFK, 506 workshop, MPIDC, Smart City Jabalpur, Mahakoshal Chamber of Commerce, Jabalpur Chamber of Commerce, Jabalpur Startup, Institution of Engineers, Jabalpur Engineering College, Gyan Ganga College, St. Aloysius College. They had accepted our invitation and they had sent delegates from their organizations. I would like to thank the participants from the industry and academia. Today is the holiday in most of the government organizations, but despite being you are here and attending this workshop, thank you very much for coming here. I would like to thank the press and print media for the coverage of this workshop. And in the end, I would like to thank our director, Professor V.K. Singh, who has motivated us, and despite being a short interval, we are able to hold this workshop because of your motivation. And I thank all the faculty, staff, the students of the institute who worked hard to bring this workshop a success. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. And now I would like to invite you all for the cup of tea outside the flag. Thank you.
Conscious of the fact that that one has to be mature in conveying those things. अच्छा, मैं एक चीज़ और बता देना चाहता हूँ कि ये भाषा इसमें जो मैं कहने जा रहा हूँ उसमें बैरियर नहीं होना चाहिए. आपको अगर कहीं लगता है कि अगर ये मैंने कोशिश की है कि अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में एज सिंपल एज कम से कम फौजी लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करूँ. फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत ब्लड में है तो आ ही जाएगा, बट कोशिश की है उसको सिंप्लीफाई करने की. बट इन केस यू फील समवेयर, फील फ्री टू आस्क मी इन हिंदी और इन द लैंग्वेज यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद. इट इज नथिंग दैट यू हैव टू बी स्ट्रिक्ट टू English. English is incidentally not a great language. So I'll start with a quote by Henry Ford, one of the most famous entrepreneurs the world has seen, in which he says that if everyone is moving forward together, catchword is together, then success takes care of itself. Then you don't have to really worry about success, but you have to move together. And I think this conveys the theme of this seminar very well. So I will introduce you to a new thing which possibly many of you may not have known. I think many of you may not have known this. I'm glad that Mr. Bhola is here, and you haven't missed much. Only thing you missed my joke actually. I will introduce the audience to a concept called comprehensive national park. Has anyone heard about this term? Very unlikely. But this is a term increasingly more and more consensuous citizens must know. Now, comprehensive national park is sum total of all the strengths and minus the weaknesses of a nation at a particular period of time. I'm not good in making slides, but if you really see, it is not that it is going from one to another. So if you see, on the first side is the economy, your industry, your agriculture, your infrastructure, communication, IT space. Then comes your things related to security, defense forces, your police, your paramilitary, your border situation, your internal security, whether you have nuclear power. And then comes the soft power, which is academia, education, industries. How is the governance? What are the skill sets? Demography, population, a very very important thing. Like in the case of India, you have 60% of the population below 40 years of age. Great plus. But I have written politics in all three columns. Why? Not very difficult for you to answer, because these all great things we do here, in first also, second also, and third also, but it is thing called politics which really brings down on many of those things where we could have done much better. So please be conscious of this. You may do very great things, but your own system or the way of governance, if it is not with you, then obviously there will be certain pitfalls and you will be dragged back. You may be going ahead, moving forward, but you will be dragged back. So be conscious of that. But the most important thing in comprehensive national park is leadership, which cannot be defined, which cannot be quantified, but it is the leadership. How did Singapore grow? How did Malaysia grow? In what way China has risen like this? It is all because of the leadership. And of course, in our own context, we had strong leadership, and that makes a difference. So that, please be conscious of this, and I think I'm glad that I have introduced you to please read a lot. There's a lot to read about if you want to read about comprehensive national park. In my future talks, I'll talk about not only national park, possibly one talk of mine will be on 15th of August or 14th of August in Manas Bhavan. Last year I had spoken about Know Your Army, but this time I will enhance the scope and bring it to the national level, and let's see what I am going to cover in that. So what are the current trends in the world? So increasingly, the economy and the industry is a major contributor towards your comprehensive national park. Earlier, it will be other things, like in Cold War era, in Soviet era and US-led NATO era, possibly the military power was most prominent. But now, increasingly, if you are economically very powerful, you have higher comprehensive national park. What has happened that in this connected world, the soft power has become very important. Last 10, 15, 20 years, the soft power is very important. It's a connected world. The boundaries are diffused now. There is no classic. In any case, in terms of IT, there are no classical boundaries, and mostly it is faceless. You don't know from where this message, this information has come. There is a new world order now. China has challenged the hegemony of the USA. It's a truth. It's a reality, and they had themselves laid down the timelines which they have advanced now, because the US has declined and China has grown. It's a reality. We have to live with it. Then there are new threats in the cyber domain. While IT has made our life easy, but then in cyber domain, nothing is secure. Definitely in last 20 years or so, India has risen in the international order. It certainly is a regional power. I am not even saying Asian power, it is a regional power which includes Asia, Australia and parts of, it has influence over parts of Africa. So it's classically a regional power besides Asia. There are certain things which are very important. First is the political stability. It is very important. Now it is needed. Then there is a lot of maturity needed in how you handle things. There are lots of economies and all, they do not make much noise but work behind the scenes. And of course, quality governance. But world has also seen in last 3 years long drawn conflicts and wars. This was not happening earlier. The Second World War was of 5 years, almost 6 years, we can say 1939 to 1945. But we already have 3 years plus of Russia-Ukraine war. So the world again is going. Hamas-Israel conflict is going on more than a year. So this is a different era which we have to be cautious about. But where does India stand? India is already the 5th largest economy, but when we say, there are certain fault lines in this, and we may become 3rd largest economy by 2030. But there are fault lines which you all know very well. We have 60% of our population which is 40 years of age. India is a major IT hub for the entire world. There is a good and cheap education system. Possibly our education system is the cheapest in the world. Particularly even the higher education, cheapest in the world. Like our mobile companies, they claim that our rates are the cheapest. But India has a strange case of fault lines in terms of caste, language, religion. They have reduced, but they still are major issues in a country like ours. They are major issues. Most worrying thing for me, what I see when we become still the 5th or 3rd largest economy, there is huge disparity in the wealth. You've seen a wedding, pre-wedding and a wedding now, and the reality of India. So this is the disparity. This is real India. You have to be sure of that. We also have a middle class which no one has been able to quantify how much of middle class is there in our country. We in National Defence College in 2015 we did a study to say what is the middle class numbers in India. Our figures varied between 10 crore to 40 crore. So much was the gap. Someone said only 10 crore hai. किसी ने बोला 40 crore है. सबके अपने अपने parameters थे. Very difficult. And of course we are a very aspirational society. Very aspirational. You have to just go around to the villages and to the far corner of the country to know. My years in uniform have given me every corner of the country I have traveled. I have been to every corner. You ask me a place, I can tell you. I have been there. And I have interacted with the youth, with the students, very aspirational, very aspirational. It is seem to be believed how aspirational we are. Of course, there are some societies which are little content by nature like that, but yet the new generation of theirs is aspiration. Industry. Now let me talk about industry. There has been a major shift. Our industry, particularly the larger industry, had a Soviet era stamp, a public sector stamp, a welfare-oriented organization. Of course, now we have privatized some new fields where we have done well in last 20 years, so petrochemicals, automobiles, IT, and service sector has done a lot in our country. As far as your GDP is concerned, your service sector is giving you good revenues. But unfortunately, because of our population, we are 144 crores now, and the most populous country. We have beaten China this year. 70% goes into domestic consumption. You need that much stuff. But yes, healthy sign is that we are concentrating on exports, which is about 22% of the GDP. We have, by and large, now most of the culture of the hartal and rail roko and all those things which used to happen in my student days, I recall 80s, 90s, that I think has reduced or vanished. Public sector also has been privatized. Good or bad, it is debatable, but it has been done. But in case of India, we still are struggling with quality products. While we make things, whether they are world class is still an issue. It will be a while, but we are on the right lines and we can reach there. But one thing about industry is there that it has not been able to meet the job aspirations. That is a challenge. so many people, graduates, postgraduates, but it is not able. I'll talk about it, I hope, or maybe in the introduction session, I'll talk about it. Academia, Professor Tandon mentioned, and I'm so glad that he mentioned it, being an academic himself. We have 1,000 universities. We have largely government academic institutions, schools, colleges. It has to be there because we were a welfare society. Of course, world-class institutions and global standard this thing there. This event started well with the skill development, but it frittered away and lost way in between. Initially, they did a very great job. I was associated with some of the Buddha institutions initially. I recall from 18, 19. But I think it lost way somewhere. It has to really refresh that. Research and innovation is happening, but as Professor Bhattacharya also said, that we have very less startups and unicorns we have done. But whether they are able to sustain themselves in the long run is the question. They all may, like many of you young entrepreneurs or some of you are here, while you may receive or achieve initial success, you have to really see that those things diversify and therefore have multiple places where you succeed. Not audible? Okay. Okay. Language issue is a problem, which I mentioned before. We still, I mean, most of your higher education purpose has to be in English. It's you can't escape that reality. And some of, I mean, I'm not saying that English is a great thing, but then unfortunately, many parts of the country, English language is not the plus. And here are students in regional languages, in Hindi, sometimes lose out. Of course, the government has given that option of now using multiple languages, but that there is something, but in any case, language you have to master. And academia has rightly said that it is still struggling to, it is its own approach, rigidity about its structures, and job provider wants a particular thing. Here, let me tell you a story about when I visited the Tatas in 2019, I think. And they said that guys who are coming to us, they, whether they are engineers or diploma holders, first 2 years we have to retrain them. In fact, they said that we have now tie up with this all diploma and engineers where we tell them that yes, this is what you teach. My another question is that do we really need 4-year degree and 5-year this? And, I mean, we are still stuck in that era when today in today's world education can happen very fast, and you are supposed to learn what is needed. Not is something that you just carry just for the sake of it. So that is something which you have all have to, the academic people will have to look at it. Now, basically collaboration is needed for the skills and employment. There's no doubt about it that you have to be employable. If you are doing something, you have to be employable. And like I'm a science graduate, did well, came to army, and in army I came to infantry, where you need the least science. But the scientific orientation helped me, not the science. The orientation helped me in my career. India has the potential to become the skill capital. To a large extent we are exporting the manpower to Gulf countries, to many other nations. There are nations which are aging, they will need manpower. Our manpower is available, but then you have to be qualified. Once you go to many parts of Europe and all wherever I traveled, I found 3 communities in large number: Indians, Pakistanis, and Bangladeshis. 3 communities in large number anywhere I went, I found Indians, Pakis, and Bangladeshis. Today, of course, as Professor Bhattacharya said, you need cutting-edge research and innovation. That is where this institution can play a very good role. I am so glad that Mr. Bhola, the CGM of Vehicle Factory Jabalpur, is here, because he gave me this opportunity. I must thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I got in touch with Professor Tandon, because here things can happen. It can happen. Your focus has to be correct. The ecosystem is possible because this place has an inherent advantage of different. There was much more ecosystem. I am told it has reduced. You can revive it. There are some people who are here from the industry. They would know, their parents would have told them. that yes, there was much more here which can be revived. Some of it closed down during COVID period. I wonder whether it has reopened. Then of course there are new emerging fields like AI and others, which of course you have to, you have to master. It may cut jobs, it may add jobs. That's a matter of difference. But you have to study that. You have to master that. I again have mixed feelings about National Education Policy 2020. It's a step in the right direction, possibly not been fully implemented in the manner in which it was desired, but still, I think it's a good. So why Jabalpur? I will quickly say this, that it's a major education hub that I have gone around and seen. The quality may vary, but it is still a very large number of schools, right from pre-primary school upwards, which is a good thing. Then of course the location is very good. You are centrally located. The Britishers are not fools. When they established the defense industry here, you must know the reason. Because from here, all the logistics, all the ammunition, all the equipment, all the vehicles could go to north, could go to the east, could go to the west, could go to the south. So ideally located. And now of course you have the highways and other things coming up around this. Air connectivity is a matter of time. You may make noise about it, but it will come. Without making noise, it will come. It will come because whenever there are customers, they will come. Very happy that defense industry hub is there, and people like Mr. Bhola are doing a great job, because here you need dynamic leadership to push things. Things related to defense, we can have a discussion later, is that it is slightly still bureaucratic. You have to cut some red tape, but it's okay. I'm sure you can have big scissors, carry big scissors when you have to cut that red tape. I'm glad that the state government has given the impetus which was needed. It was not happening here, but under the new government of Dr. Yadav, I see that quickly things are happening. Of course, it has fully capable of being a solution to this place. I'm very convinced that it can be there. And for MSMEs, I think this is a great place. It will be a while before you have big industry here. It will happen. But MSME, I feel that is tremendous. You have cheap land available, electricity, water, basic ingredients which are needed, and of course, very qualified workforce. So in my way, what is the way forward? How do we move ahead? Of course, there will be a discussion, and I'm sure K.K. Sharma will cover issues. Firstly, you have to identify the areas of collaboration. Now, it can't be open-ended. Let's say, Vehicle Factory Jabalpur and IIITDM have got together. They have to identify the areas of collaboration, because that will tell you that this is the strength of this, and that will come up by understanding this institution, understanding the right minds of this institution, going around the place and seeing what is the ecosystem available. When you go around the place, it doesn't mean the city itself. Please, 100 kilometers this side, 100 kilometers that side, this is all part of the periphery. We call it the area of influence. Where your influence is there, you get those people. You don't have to keep everyone together. These days, it is very easy to connect to a video or what type of thoughts you have. Please do that. But most important thing is it has to be institutionalized. It cannot be that a dynamic leader like Mr. Bhola is there, Mr. Martin is there, so it goes on well for 2-3 years, and after that, let's change, goes back to Swaraj. No. It has to be a legally binding thing, that yes, both are committed to each other. Something like marriage, though it may be bad example, but something like that. You have to have that. Of course, one of the things which I would profess to the state here is to increase the R&D budgets, because that is something which will, of course, when you do research, you know that 8 out of 10 things do not succeed. Doesn't matter. It's a good hit. 10%, 20% hit in research is a very good success rate. So I think let's work toward that. Startups, I'm glad I met some people here, and I'm sure more will join us. Including defense, offers tremendous potential for the startups. Capital is, as you know, that in the defense budget, there's a provision of 10% of the budget has been kept for all those ideas to be brought to reality. But of course, those ideas have to be good. Again, a bit of red tape will be there, but I'm sure good people will get it. I have highlighted the short duration engineering and diploma courses as per industry. If vehicle factory Jabalpur needs a diploma in automobile engineering of ABCDE, then that institution should be doing only that. It need not teach him what is happening in Iraq or Iran, and it should not waste time in teaching him about English or some other things, history. Just focus on that, make a master. And I have always believed why we are at such 3-year courses, 4-year courses, even in army we have. I have always protested why you are 6 months an officer is away, 1 year an officer is away. Do we really need such long duration training? I think we all are very intelligent people. Indians are very intelligent. They don't need that type of duration. Specialized training again you will need when you are looking at training people for artificial intelligence, cutting edge there. Obviously you will need the best faculty. That means these days faculty again does not mean posting him here, having as part of it. There will be guest lectures all over the world. We went to all those places, big institutions in army, Malaysia, Australia, Germany, wherever we visited. The guest faculty was all over the world, including Pakistan. Like I'll be very happy if I want to hear, and when I went to program on terrorism in Germany, most of the guest speakers, they were Pakistanis in their 30s, young boys and ladies, UK based, Pakistan based, and they were delivering such beautiful talks. And they looked at me, I was a colonel then. They said, "Colonel sahab, aapka koi nazar nahi aata." Why not? We have such so many people. But anyway, I beat them all of them. We were about 78 countries, I think, in that program. And Indian mind can beat everyone very easily. So I didn't feel very great about it, but one can beat them. Self-reliance has been talked about. You need self-reliance. I think no government, whether this government or the next government or anybody's government, will not waste dollars to make you happy. वो आपको रुपए से ही करना पड़ेगा, जो भी रुपए में बनता है उसी से आपको करना. My request to academia has to be nimble and flexible. You have to redesign your course. There is no whether it is you are under UGC or anybody else. We have too many governing bodies. हमें बड़ा होता है 4-5 हमारे ऊपर इंस्पेक्टर होने चाहिए तब अच्छा लगता है. So whatever those inspectors are, you have to convince people to change करो what this is. And of course, there is a dream to become a developed nation by 2047. I conclude by saying this: make Jabalpur famous for at least 1 or 2 products in just next 1 year. That could be a samosa, it could be a jalebi, it could be an auto part, it could be a drone, it could be a beautiful piece of clothing, it could be equipment, it could be anything. But please make it famous, at least in the country. I leave you with this thought, and my thanks once again to the IIITDM, the faculty, and we open for questions from the academic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now would like to introduce the Dean Research Sponsored Projects and Consultancy Unit.
Before we start with the next session, I just wanted to apprise you that there is a demonstration of different technologies and products at the back of CR103. There are volunteers who can guide you. And once we finish the last session, my request to all of you, please go and encourage the students. Look at the technologies which are being developed.
Thank you, sir. So now I'd like to introduce the Dean Research Sponsored Projects and Consultancy Unit of PDPM IIITDM Jabalpur, specifically set up in the institute to provide specialized administrative and managerial support and awareness for the operation of sponsored research projects, consultancy, fieldwork, IPR related issues, as well as to coordinate and facilitate all R&D activities in the institute. I now request Professor Preeti Khanna ma'am, Professor in charge RSPC, to discuss the R&D activities carried out in the institute
Lieutenant General Dashi, Brigadier Sharma ji, Shivola ji, our director, Mr. Singh, all delegates from academia and industry, my colleagues and students. It is my privilege to present our institute, the activities we are taking here. So at the same time, I feel it's a great responsibility also because I have to present my institute in such a way that you feel to collaborate with us, to give projects to us, to have more and more discussion. So as Dashi has already set the platform, and I'm sure it is going to be a very great evening. So I would like to take you to a journey where I would like to present the capabilities, facilities which are available at IIITDM, and at the same time we are ready to collaborate. So let us see all these possibilities. So first of all, as sir has already told you that we started in 2005 and now we have been Institute of National Importance. I would like to tell you that presently we are having a ranking system, NIRF ranking of the technical institutes, and we are constantly within 100. So this time we are 97 in that ranking. And so focus of this institute is on IT-enabled design and manufacturing, because at that time it has been felt that for any meaningful product, meaningful research, the people from all the disciplines should come forward, and so that the IT design and manufacturing together, we may give the meaningful product to the society. And we have state-of-the-art research labs, we have research-oriented programs, so I would request, because after this presentation, maybe sometime you get time to visit us and see the facilities which we have here. So it is you can, no need to, no proof required. We are already sitting over here in this lush green residential campus of 250 acres. We have been fortunate enough, and we have now 2,000 plus students here, and with these mechanical engineering, computer science, electronics, design, natural science, liberal arts, and we are now giving degrees in smart manufacturing also. So we have 2,000 plus students, so exactly this 2,468 students here, and we are also giving admission to the foreign students to DASA Study in India program. So we have foreign students, then we have approximately 70 faculty members plus staff over here. These are some of our buildings. So we are sitting here in lecture hall and tutorial complex. So we have a core lab complex where we decided to have our core labs. Then we have a station building, just enter you and saw. This is my the department where library cum computer center CSC is operating from this building, and we have a very nice visitor hostels. You can come to our program and you will get a wonderful stay over there. So to begin with, I would like to tell you about our Japanese collaboration. You can see this is our first picture where we are having this Bhumi Pujan at this campus. So you can see President Hande along with our Japanese counterpart. So this was, I would like to tell you that this is the first venture when Japanese collaborated with the academic institution across the world. So we have a unique curriculum. It was decided with because when this institute came, IT design and manufacturing, it was something new, and although it was need of the hour, but at that time we were not that confident that whether we are able to sell this degree or not. So degree were given in the conventional, but our curriculum was altogether different. And so we came up with this curriculum with the Japanese universities, industries, and then we got the support is still continued. Every year the faculty are visiting us, they are offering small courses, capsule courses, so in the advanced areas. And then industries are also helping us in improving our infrastructure. We have got some state-of-the-art machines, I will show you, which are being donated by the Japanese industry. So to give it a meaningful shape, a consortium has been formed with these famous universities as well as the industries, and we have been getting exposure to various schemes like MIX, JICA, and Genesis. So faculty as well as students, we are getting exposure visits to Japan And our students are, I mean, with this Genesis, every year they are going to Japan. They are not only getting the technical exposures, but also the lifestyle there. There are many, because I have been also got a chance to get this through MEX, this long-term JSPS fellowship. And I saw over there that what kind of, when we talk about the design, manufacturing, those things, and what type of vision they have in small things, just to enter, what type of facility they are providing, keeping everything very meticulous, so that, I mean, you will never feel lost over there in spite of language barrier. So then, if I come across the research teams, then first of all, like computer science, our focus is on image and vision engineering. Then Internet of Things and embedded systems, machine intelligence. We are working on all sort of applications, right from the medical imaging, then agriculture, then satellite imagery, then this IoT devices, embedded systems. Like we are working in all dimensions. Then our core, that is innovative design and smart manufacturing there, cyber physical systems, MEMS, health monitoring. So you see that all we have in fact developed many machines here at our groups also for different jobs. So you can see the level over there. Then in electronics also we are having state-of-the-art things with the focus on the microwave and communication engineering, micro and nano electronics, signal processing, of course, there, power control, all these things. Then we have a design department. So where we nowadays we know that it is not like some product is coming, like we are very much conscious about the ergonomics of it. Like, so the design is having attracting a lot of people these days, where the focus is much focus is there on the design aspect for usability can be enhanced. Then we have National Science Department, where we are talking about the properties of the materials, design. We are talking about biophysics, then optimization techniques, computational methods. So much there. So I would like to tell that if you look at these research teams, then we can offer you a complete solution, because we have capability to take care of, to cover every aspect which required for a meaningful product to come. Then I would like to take you up to some of the research facilities we are having in-house. So I mean, these are we are having some good labs here. So in computational electromagnetic, we have CST Design Studio, ADS simulator, then NSYS HFSS simulator. Then we have this LPFKF rapid prototyping machine, vector network analyzer, lithography facility, spectrum analyzer, and of course EEG is there. Then in nanoelectronics we have Cadence, then Synopsys, Vivaldo, Mentor Graphics, all sort of softwares. Like in power and control, we have 4-line systems. Then we have this advanced communication systems. And here I would like to say that we have recently established a 5G lab, which is being supported by the Department of Telecommunication. So, and then the other labs, advanced semiconductor. Here now come to the other labs, which are mainly in our central workshop and mechanical engineering department is taking care of. So we have this laser vibrometer, where we can do the machine can capture. We are talking about the same with the BFJ people over there, that like vibration analysis we can do. Yeah. Then we have condition monitoring. We can do the triangular analysis of the devices and machines with these advanced machines over there. Then materials and testing, we can come up with these. If you are having in this area, like we can help you in the material testing also. Then this hybrid composite material, the example is there in front of you, where you can see the material, how the two materials are being combined. You can provide the strength to even the plastic or that way. So hybrid composite materials we can work on over here. Then this is another strength area of ours, that computer-aided engineering. So we have all sorts of softwares you can see which are required for design aspect. But here you can see that this is the jacket, so bulletproof jacket, and we can do this analysis of the bulletproof jacket has been done here. So we have done this type of analysis with the nearby organizations. Then we were talking about our manufacturing facilities. So here you can see we have the advanced manufacturing facilities. The two machines at the top, they are donated by the Armada. There is this punching machine and bending machine. Then CNC machine and this water jet machine by this Okuma. Then we have facility for hybrid manufacturing, and these are the two machines which are developed with is a result of a project we have done for BRNS, and the second one is a result of a project we have been awarded in Imprint India scheme, where where the government felt that there is a need to support to come forward in some areas so that the manufacturing may be supported. So we were the one among IIITs who have got this project. Then we have facilities for advanced welding and casting. You can see. Then additive manufacturing is another strong area of ours, and the two technologies we are showing here, these are also developed in-house. The first one, that is the induction conduction based machine, and the next is hybrid additive manufacturing, this incremental forming machine. Both of these are developed in-house. And then this is another, this 3D printer has been developed in-house, and this is designed to print the green parts from variety of feedstock. It is also IT, because nowadays not only these, we want our printers to be IoT enabled, so that the things may be taken care in a better way. And we were talking about reverse engineering, so we have state-of-the-art facilities for reverse engineering also. This is the first one is the laser 3D scanner, which we procured from our first project, if I remember correctly, we got from DST. The second one is this optical 3D scanner we have now. And with that, we can do the analysis of any free-form geometry. That is the beauty of it. Now, robotics and automation is another excel. And here I would like to show you a video where I checked it actually in the afternoon. Yeah. So this robot, this drone we have developed. So we are working on a project where in the domain of agriculture. So we wanted to know about the crop. We want to do the crop monitoring. At the same time, we want to know that what is the especially how much how to take care. Let us say if any problem is there, so how much fertilizer, etc. we have to take care for that area. So we actually got this data, this crop data through one of our students, so she belongs to a nearby village. And at the same time, then we used to hire a drone for that, and then we got the idea that why not we do it at our end. So we have got this drone, and the idea is that this drone is not only should not only capture the images. We want it to give a processing capability so that it can take a picture and immediately it can give the decision to your mobiles that yes, this is the problem over here. I'm sorry, this is somehow it is not able to take. So digital twins, which is another area which has been gathered attention of many of us, where we are going to put the real-time data on the machine, and then we are getting the simulation done over here. So we have also started working in this area. So based on this, these facilities which are available. So what research we are doing? So just to, as far as research is considered, our research, because I mean we started with the, in our career we always start with the research, papers writing, and then we move towards projects, then IPRs, it is a long journey. So the first thing is our research articles. So we have, like you can see this more than 1,500 research articles and around 20,000 citations. And I would like to mention that our H index is 63. And our publications are more than 70%, as I mean, sir has already done this analysis, that more than 70% of our paper are in the Q1, Q2 journal, which is at par with any top-notch organization in our country. So here we are doing projects of national and international importance in diversified area, I will like to tell you. And what not, we can see defense, security, energy, healthcare, agriculture, everything is there. So let me mention that we are having this, some are completed, some are still ongoing. So we are having more than 100 research and institute projects. We did consultancy also, and for the last 3 years, funding is already there, 1775. So you can see that we are moving in, I believe that we are moving maybe somewhat slow, but yes, the momentum is there. So before I tell you about what projects we are doing, just to tell some of the important projects we are having, like this. So we are having this Electronics and ICT Academy here, And I will tell you about the working of this academy towards the end. But we have completed first phase successfully, and as a result, you can see we have got the second phase also. Then in Print India, I was telling you that machine we have developed over there. We have got these FIST project, which has been given by the DST to support the infrastructure in science and technology. So, in fact, ECE, mechanical design, like in all discipline, we have got this support. Then we did projects for DRDO, for Spark, where the scheme was there so that we can invite researchers from the foreign countries, and there we can do the research. So as a result of these two Spark projects, our student have got a chance to work with the faculty in the Spain and US. The faculty from US visited here. She offered a course also to our students. So and this 5G 6G use case lab, which I was telling you earlier. Now let me give you a glimpse of some of the research projects here. So first is, let us say, AI for healthcare and agriculture. So we are working on, when we talk about healthcare, then we are working on diversified areas. We can say that we worked upon these fundus images, OCT images for ophthalmological diseases. We worked on brain MRIs for brain tumor as well as neurodegenerative diseases. We worked on gene analysis. We worked on mammograms. So endoscopy, colonoscopy images and videos. So here you can see that this is for the first picture is for this OCT images, where we can find out the abnormalities happen. And then on the rightmost, it is on the diabetic retinopathy, where we can observe, which is one of the major problem these days. We can identify. And here I would like to say that not only the software part, we are also working on the hardware. So you can see that our NS faculty, they are working on the biosensors for early diagnosis of cancer. We are also working on the how to find out the candidates for treatment of Zika viral. And then this is the one which we were talking about, that we are working on the IoT-based autonomous system for crop monitoring as well as plant disease detection. So you can see that right from our model, we have captured the database from the field through the drones. Then we have developed our model for identification, and then we have also given this through this drone, that how our model can be mounted over there and it can work or not. So we have done all this. Then we did AI for environment. So we have developed a wildfire smoke detection using remote sensing images. Nowadays we all know that, like everywhere, like you will read the paper, the fire, and it is not controllable, and all those things are there. So we have developed a couple of models, and here the challenge is that we have to deal with the environment where the haze is there, storms, like all sort of things. And most important thing here is not only identifying the fire so that we can get the alert. The problem is also how to reduce the false alarm, just to reduce the efforts over there. Then we have, so because we are working on some real time projects also, which are meaningful for the real life, in real life of the people. So you can see this mathematical model to minimize the impact of airline disruption in the real time basis. Then this is another project done by us for Alpha TKG. We are having an MOU with Alpha TKG Japan, and under this MOU we worked on an intelligent and scalable system to find the similar engineering drawings. So these drawings, they are having a very large drawing databases, large size images, and finding it, because why they want, because so that obviously they want to save their work, but it gives them the idea about the resources they required for implementation of that design. So I am happy to tell you that this software, this system basically, we have delivered, and it is successfully being used by 194 clients of Alpha. Then we have, this is another a successful story, load forecasting system. So AI in power systems. We have developed this load forecasting systems for MP as well as this Odisha. So these systems are developed and deployed also over there. So then AI for monitoring. So you can see that unmanned vehicle, and so any activity can be there, and to identify, to monitor this illegal UAVs within restricted perimeters. We have developed the system. Also the IoT-based system. Here you can see that for energy consumption or for the occupancy detection. These type of systems we have developed. Then we also have collaboration with the Japanese faculty on data security. So, I mean, a couple of faculty, they are working with them. Then we are also working on this IoT-based research where we can say information-centric networking, because the information is there and we want to access that with the fast way, we all know. So one of our students, he has developed many schemes, of course under the able guidance of his supervisor, many caching scheme in the ICN IoT. Then we have this health monitoring platform. During COVID, we felt that like we can't go to the doctor that way, so something can be done. So by using IoT at that time, many systems have been developed, and one such system has been developed at our end also. So this is health monitoring platform where you can send some data over there, IoT using IoT, and then the data is being analyzed at the doctor's end, and the I mean you will get the findings. Then we have this freshwater aquaculture management. So in the world, you can say manufacturing, there is water pressure and the control system is there. So to manage this entire system, like we have developed. Then we have a security issue in IoT routing protocol, because we want there are low power and lossy network. So for them, these routing protocols become more important. So we have developed some of them. Here, another area which we are working, that is biometrics and deepfakes. So here, we all know that biometrics are the most sophisticated solutions available in the market these days. But when biometric came, we know that with the Aadhaar card, very soon this another discussion has started, that how our biometric was there for security. But the question comes, how we are going to secure our biometric. So this thing was always there. So our group has worked on the cancelable biometric. So as you can see that we are not going to store the original biometric anywhere. The biometric is being transferred and it is being stored. Everything is performed in this with this pseudo biometric. So now, even if what is the main problem with the biometric? If you are losing it, basically you are losing it for always. But here, what is happening when we are losing it? We are losing only pseudo biometric, not the original. You can generate a number of pseudo biometric with your biometric by having multiple schemes. So based on this concept, we delivered this device to BRNS under a project, which was a multimodal. Basically, it was, as you can see, the palm print was also there, palm vein was also there, dorsal vein was also there, just to ensure that people are not fooling the system. We want that the vein information should be there, infrared, right, so that we can sense, yes, it is a live thing. So we did this. So this was the complete system where they can assign, because this system works with the cancelable biometric. So this, in the middle one, you can see that is the device for generating the token for a user, and then that token is being used. And here on the right hand side, this is again a glimpse from one of our work. So we all must be hearing about deepfakes every other day, right? The new videos, the new of the celebrities, that is all coming. So here we are working on not only on the deepfake detection, but also deepfake localization, where actually this has been created. So let me come to some consultancy project, which is not possible to tell you each and every one. So I have just tried to accommodate some here. So I would like to tell you that we work for some projects with the GCF. We work with the Vehicle Factory Jabalpur also. We work with this Central Railways here, and IIITDM I already told you. So I just want to tell you that we have developed this complete model where for the manufacturing of this 150 mm 45 kiloton Dhanush model. Right? So that job we did quite long back. So I would like to assure you that we have capabilities. We have done. The only thing is that we have to come together for more such and such projects. Then we have not only this technical aspect. We have done projects in other dimension also. For example, you can see the prediction model. Then this intelligent board analysis, and we have developed AI model for a number of applications. Just one example is given here. That is the rice disease classification. And so in economics, we have expertise, as I told you earlier. So, okay, so one more project here I would like to highlight, that redesign of the lighting system for Victoria Memorial Hall. I believe many of you have visited in Calcutta. So, I mean, these are some of our projects. Now, if we talk about IPRs, we have more than 30. But here I have mentioned only those which we feel that we are doing work for the society. So you can see that we are doing a lot of work over there for an elderly and disabled person. Many such things are there. Then we are taking care of this posture monitoring, the providing support, this disposable sanitary pads. So we are working on not only on the technical but on the societal aspect of problem to make the life of the people easy. So these are some of the glimpses of our IPR. So this first one is a bicycle which can be converted into tricycle. So here the modular arrangement is there, and depending upon the need. So it is very, depending upon the need, it can be converted as a tricycle. Then we have this frugal laundry solutions, this 3D food printing system, then this wax thread extruder machine and a personal mobility vehicle. Here this vehicle, it provides you support at the multiple points and it helps you to keep your posture correct, as well as it is easy in driving also. So it helps you, like as compared to the traditional bicycle, it helps you to ride in an easy way, especially for the elderly population. Then we have this wax thread. So in certain sort of design, the wax is being used, and so in our design there is a chamber which keeps this wax a bit warm, and that is why it becomes easy to remove that wax from that design. Then we have MOUs with, many MOUs are there, but some of these MOUs I have mentioned it here. So we have with the MOUs with universities as well as with the industry. So we have this China, Russia, Germany, Japan, apart from consortium partner, we have other this thing also. Then we have with industry, we have it with Bharat Forge Limited, then Juice Numerics, and also I would like to mention that with our local setup, because we have to work with the local first. So we have these MOUs, and recently we have signed MOU with Vehicle Factory Jabalpur and also DNLU Jabalpur. So these are some MOUs over there. And here I would like to tell you another aspect here that we are playing a role, that is capacity building in emerging technologies. I mentioned a project that is Electronics and ICT Academy in the beginning, if you remember. Then, so we have played a very important role. In fact, we have trained 10,000 plus teachers from various colleges, universities, institutes, and I believe that many of my academia delegates are sitting here. They must have participated in these courses either as a resource person or they must have attended it as a student. So this was a wonderful experience. Then we had another project which is supported by the Asia Connect. This is for this basically team corporation. They want to connect the Asia with the Europe. So several projects are there, and this project which was given to us, that was for empowering girls to reduce the gender gap in IT and ITS sector, and we worked with the faculty of Bangladesh, Nepal. Bhutan was also earlier in the picture, but somehow they could not continue. So we trained 3,000 plus girl students and also 4,000 plus teachers from various from these countries. Then just to, a couple of things. We would like to tell that not only technical, we are doing something in the literary also. So one of our faculty, her book on the missing girl geometry of creation, that is inducted in the Library of Congress. I would also like to tell you that our women's cell was very active in doing activities for not only for the girl students who are in the campus, but in the surrounding regions. So we did many drives in the surrounding villages. We told them the importance of the cleanliness. We supported them, and this discussion will remain incomplete. I would not mention another very important initiative of IIITDM Jabalpur, that is the Jagriti program. So when we shifted in this campus in 2009, then at that time our dean student, so she, Professor Shevde, she started this program where we invited actually we send our bus, we still sending, so we send our bus in the evening, and then we bring the children here, then with the help of our students, we teach them here, we provide them the small amenities, which the way we can support them, we can help them. And now this has taken a very good shape. Many students who are coming here, they are getting a good, they are doing a study over there. So nowadays, Dr. M.K. Roy, again, our dean student, he's taking care of it. So this is all about what we are doing. And now I am opening this house. I am presenting you the ideas where we are open for the research collaboration. So these are the various opportunities. I believe that you will find some of it which will work with your interest or your area. So we are right from the AIML for various domains, then additive manufacturing, then this machine intelligence, data analytics, reverse engineering, all sort of things are there. The only thing is this. Now please, I invite all of you to please come forward, and I will be the contacting person as a Dean RSPC. So this is all from my side. Thank you. And I want to thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'd like to introduce the speaker for the second session, Brigadier Krishnakant Sharma, Commandant and MD, 506 Army Base Workshop. He was commissioned in Indian Army on 7 December 1996 in the course of Electronics and Mechanical Engineering. He did his attachment with 10 Harewal rifles in Kargil on the active line of control opposite Pakistan. Thereafter, he served with 16 Rashtriya rifles in Nagaland and Suranpur in Jammu and Kashmir, which were hotbed of terrorism and saw a lot of engagement with Pakistan-backed terrorists. In one of the exchanges of fire in the deep jungles, he suffered a gunshot injury and was evacuated to the nearest military hospital. The officer was awarded mention in dispatches in 2000 for gallantry by the President of India. Brigadier Krishnakant Sharma has tenanted important appointments across the length and width of the country, especially in the northeast India and Jammu and Kashmir. He has commanded his unit in eastern Ladakh on the line of actual control opposite China. He has also been an instructor in Electronics and Mechanical Engineers School, Vadodara, where he taught officers and technicians on the major armament gun system being used by the Indian Army. The officer has attended a large number of courses in important army institutes and he excelled on those courses. For his dedicated services, Brigadier Krishnakant Sharma has also been commended by Vice Chief of Army Staff in 2012 and Chief of Army Staff in 2023. Brigadier Krishnakant Sharma is now Commandant and Managing Director of 506 Army Base Workshop with effect from 1st December 2023, where he is responsible for carrying out base reset and reliability enhancement of important artillery gun systems of Indian Army. He is very passionate about his work and always seeks to explore the academia and the industries connect to ensure that the weapon systems being used by Indian Army are maintained in operationally ready condition at all times. I now request Brigadier Krishnakant Sharma to take over this.
A very good evening to all of you. The most difficult task for me is that I'm the last speaker of the day. And I see some of you, yawning a bit to glory. So I would like, and I request you to be awake and let me give you a perspective of Indian Army. John Das has made my job very, very easy. He has given you a strategic and operational perspective, global perspective, our requirements to be there where we need to be. I'll give you the ground perspective, what do we need in Indian Army. And I will also use this platform. Am I audible at the last? Am I audible? I will also use this platform, to merit, out of this illustrious institute to my organization, the Indian Army. If some of you want to join Indian Army, you're most welcome to join us. I will take this opportunity to orient you about this organization. So the key line is written on the bottom of the slide. That let me assure you, Indian Army is always prepared to win war for the nation. In whatever state, wherever state we stand, we will win wars for the nation. But for that to do, we need support of prestigious institutes like IIITDM. And I'm so glad and I'm thankful to Mr. Bhola that he found me an opportunate speaker to be part of the evening. And unfortunately, I am the first unit next to this institute. I'm just opposite you. So if you need me, I'm the first responder. But unfortunately, we are not met. So I'm happy that I'm here today. Very, very excited after having met some of you. I'm really looking forward to a very, very meaningful and constructive, opportunity and a collaboration with you all. So before I go to the subject proper, let me just show you a glimpse. How we operate, what we operate, and what conditions we operate.
The cannon, or artillery gun. An artillery battery can cause the most damage in a ground attack. Its firepower is fierce and far-reaching. The gun automatically adjusts. The Bofors locks on target. Then it is loaded with high explosive shells, some weighing up to 40 kilograms. Firing up to 3 rounds every 15 seconds, the Bofors rain destruction with devastating accuracy.
Mounted on Ashok Leland JC.
I'm sure with so much noise you are woken up now. So today I will cover a presentation in the schema shown on the view file. It's very important for all of us to understand our core values. Machine can come, man can come, but we as Indian Army work on certain core values which are non-negotiable for us. I will orient you about the organization of Indian Army, and I will also give you a view, a journey through the equipment, what we use. That's important for you. I will show you a glimpse of our workspace, where do we work. I will also give you a glimpse on what do we expect from equipment which comes to us for exploitation. In that I will also amplify the role of my base workshop. And in the end I will cover a bit of it, why we need to be self-reliant. Das has already given you a good overview about it. I will just give you a glimpse on what Indian Army is doing today to welcome you all as partners in this journey. Gentlemen, these are the core values of Indian Army, and they are non-negotiable. Not even a word and a comma or a full stop can be negotiated. all are almost self-explanatory. You can see unflinching determination, no compromise on that. Integrity and self-discipline both in thoughts and in action. Duty and izzat, first and always and every time. Respect and responsibility towards the citizen of the country. Because we operate in the difficult areas of Nagaland, Kashmir, where we deal with insurgency and terrorism. So it's very important that we understand these values. Selfless service and willingness to make supreme sacrifice. An officer, a Jawan or a JC of Indian Army doesn't think twice, even if he has to take blood on his chest. And you see it daily. Yesterday we lost 4 of us. So there is not even a iota of doubt in our minds that we have to achieve a mission at whatever cost it is. So Naam, Namak and Nishan. Nishan I mean flag. They are non-negotiable for us. We can't see an iota of doubt on these 3 things. Equality and fairness. In our organization, there is nothing called, caste, creed or regionalism and all. We deal everybody with a lot of fairness and equality. Merit is respected every time. Moral and physical courage. Physical courage, obviously, because we deal in very difficult areas, but more importantly, moral courage to speak the truth. This is our credo. We as officer class live by this credo. Your mic is not very good. Give me. I'm audible? Yeah. Sorry, there is a trouble in the mic. So this is our credo. You can see for yourself, we live for the nation. Nation is always supreme for us. And then, second, it is the man whom we command. Our own comfort, own ease, it always comes last, always and every time. When I say this, I mean it. We all live by this. Just a glimpse of National War Memorial, and basic aim was to show you this. Our forefathers, they made sacrifice, and we don't forget it. We salute them every day in the form of, memorials, war cemeteries. We don't forget our braves who have given life for this organization, for this nation. Okay, a glimpse about how we are organized. I'm sure many of us know about it, but I thought I will just apprise you how we organize, how we fight. So you can see for yourself. We are organized basically in 3 major verticals. We have combat arms, which is infantry, armored corps, and mechanized infantry. They are the ones who contact the enemy. Who are the ones who connect with the enemy. The last mile connectivity they give us. Support arms, they are the ones who support the combat arms to accomplish their task. I'll go into detail subsequently. And services are the ones who enable both combat arms and support arms. In terms of whatever logistics they require, ration, money, whatever requirements are there, ammunition. So this is the way those services are the ones who provide. I stand somewhere here. I am from electronics and mechanical engineers. Okay. Infantry, the combat arm, we call it queen of battle. You can see the best part or the infantry's role is to fight battles in any environment, any role. So this is the most flexible arm. They can operate in any scenario. They are equipped for any contingency. Das belongs to infantry. Okay? So they are trained to operate in any scenario, any contingencies. They will operate. They will deliver. Be it Sri Lanka, be it Siachen, be it Kashmir, be it Nagaland, be it river, be it sea, anywhere. They are equipped. Rather they are they are trained. Rather they are self-trained themselves. They are so flexible. This is our armored corps. They have found this role. It's a new role. But see China. Otherwise they were generally operating in the Thar deserts against Pakistan. But then the nation called for it. So now they are operating in the higher feats of the Sangla and BBO China border. Look at the versatility. They can operate in Indus River which flows from China to us. They are all. You could have heard the news. At kilometer 148, we lost some guys while they were crossing the river Indus. Not river Indus, river Shok. Kilometer 148. This is mechanized infantry. So basically it is infantry but mounted on a vehicle. So they can move. Yeah, it will be replaced. Matter of time. So,
Now I request Professor Puneet Tandon sir to take over the dais for open house.
Good evening to all of you, and I'll pick up from where I have left earlier in the first session. As we know that this is the first session where we are trying to bring different types of industry and different academic institutions all across the Jabalpur city to the same platform. We have, like as you have seen, wonderful speeches, wonderful talks by Das, Venkateswara Sharma, the profile of the institute presented by Professor Khanna, as well as in the normal session we have some very motivational talks given by the chief guest, Gola. So, and we have like people from different engineering colleges of the city of Jabalpur, diploma colleges, polytechnics. So, I have a few things which I just bring to your attention. But before I begin, if just some one or two quick questions which anybody want to have with any of these speakers, we can take. If anybody wants to ask anything to General Das or Brigadier Sharma, or yeah, please. Can you give a mic to?
Thank you, Professor. Lieutenant General Das, this question is for you. My name is Preeti Chaudhary and I'm from the startup ecosystem here in Jabalpur. IDEX and related programs. Very quick question upon the kind of opportunities, or rather the kind of competition that our neighbor Uttar Pradesh is going to do Madhya Pradesh. We are novices, we are just about nascently starting up. But Uttar Pradesh seems to have already a 5 or 10 year head start on the establishment of that defense corridor. The Western UP, they have sort of recognized as a hub and spoke model of IDEX and defense manufacturing. Could you please help us in understanding how MP can rise up to this challenge? And we could probably provide a competition to Uttar Pradesh in bringing in more defense-based ancillary and in other industries to MP and to Jabalpur. Thank you so much.
Good question. I think let me start that when the concept of defense corridor came up about 4 or 5 years back, that time obviously Tamil Nadu is a choice because you understand that the industry is already there in a big way. They have a culture, they have a tradition. The second state, possibly in my opinion, if MP would have taken the lead, it would have got it. But unfortunately, there was not much really at that national level which you have to try very hard. That did not happen. Because of that, it lost out and it went to UP. Now, if you really, I mean, having seen all, I said that I know MP, I know UP. I think now that we have lost it, it doesn't mean that it is forever. If you read the statement of our Chief Minister, Dr. Mohan Yadav, he has mentioned that defense will be his priority, one of the priorities. He took a video conference also, and I'm sure on Saturday he will highlight this thing again. So, if the next defense corridor, and I'm sure you know it, India needs much more defense corridors than 2. So, in my opinion, the third corridor, when it comes at the national level, it will be from MP. It is very, very natural response which will happen. Of course, obviously, the Jabalpur will take a lead because of the advantages it enjoys in the state. And that should happen, and that will be one of our aims along with Mr. Gola and people who will be there on that panel to impress upon the Honorable Chief Minister to fight for it, because obviously there is a competition. No, but that doesn't mean that we cannot move ahead. It will be again, of course, it will be the personalities which will drive, like Mr. Gola when he came here, he took that initiative. Other defense establishments have also taken some initiative, much more can be done. I think this afternoon has been very, very useful, because possibly what you should do here, what I will suggest, which I do whenever there is an event, if someone is a smart person here, quickly make a WhatsApp group, quickly. take the numbers on the list, just write your name and the mobile number. Just don't, and thereafter make, I think, whatever 300, 200 people can join to a WhatsApp group. Please join. You start with good morning, good afternoon, whatever, but will come, start sharing ideas. हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में, तमिल में, तेलुगु में, जिसमें भी उसमें डालो, उससे at least you will reach, say maybe 1 month, 2 months, understand each other. Share your ideas. By sharing ideas, possibly you will benefit. So do something like this, because this you have to connect. Like someone said, want to reach. Doesn't matter. Initially, we are slightly difficult to reach out because of the way we were. Because when the cantonments were made, they were made in far away from the city. But today, a city has come inside the cantonment. So that's a different thing. But what I'm saying that you can reach us, but the physical reaching may not always be possible or may not even be necessary. Now the next part is that what type of support you need. What type of that must come out in some form from us. In whatever manner, some ideas if you have, you please share it here. At least we can at least project it on Saturday when we have closed door meeting. Not everything may come. You know, defense, all budgets will always be considered. You will be surprised that when I did a program, the USA, that it was in Germany, but it was an US institution. Even they had the budget constraints. So we were supposed to visit 2 countries for our field exercise. So they cut down one country and we went to Rome and the neighboring areas to do the exercises on terrorism. So even that I'm talking of earlier era, they also have budget constraints. It is not free for all. I think the budget, not few countries which are not constrained by budget, possibly will be, say, for example, Saudi Arabia. So they can invest in a different golf league itself. So that's the way it is, and that's why you have to live with it. But try to understand, because in this one meeting you will not be able to understand each other very well. Connect to a group quickly and then share views, and maybe director sir, maybe 2 months later we can think, or 3 months later we can meet again and see where how much of this interaction has helped each other. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You require an introduction.
No introduction. Ma'am, just to supplement the point that you have brought out. And General Das जब lecture ले रहे थे, he had made a point. The Britishers were very wise people that they made Jabalpur as a defense hub. So many defense instruments came here during British India time. They were very wise people. I just give an example to reinforce this point. There used to be 4 factories in those days. One was in Kolaba, another factory in Fatehgarh in UP, another factory in Kashipur in West Bengal, and another factory in South India in Srirangapatnam. In 4 corners of the country, 4 factories, and that too defense factories. Anywhere there is an attack, you become very vulnerable. They decided, instead of having these 4 factories in 4 corners of the factory, why not to bring those factories somewhere in central India? They selected Sihora as a possible place, but it was very small place actually, not fit for setting up a defense corridor or hub or whatever you call it. So decided they chose Jabalpur as a possible location where the defense establishment should be made. And GCF factory was conceived in 1848.
Yes.
These 4 factories they decided to shift, and the shifting got completed in 1903. Okay? Even today you go to GCF state, you will find some colonies like Goa lines. Anybody have gone? Goa line in GCF state. There is one Fatehgarh line. There is one Madras line. Now all those lines are getting slowly depleted, but those days the skill used to be by hand. No AI, no automation, nothing. People used to work by hand actually, and that hand skill was available in the workmen who were working in those factories. So when they translocated these factories to Jabalpur, they brought those skilled workers from those places, and they settled them here by developing colonies. अभी तो हम लोग हर कहीं से भी आते हैं, नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट सब एक दूसरे से मिलकर रहते हैं, but that India was not like this. वो फतेहगढ़ लाइन मतलब यूपी के लोग जो आए वहाँ पे फतेहगढ़ लाइन में बसाए जाएंगे, कोलाबा लाइन गोवा लाइन में वो कोलाबा फैक्ट्री से जो लोग आए वहाँ बसाए गए, मद्रास लाइन में जो साउथ इंडिया उनके रिलीजियस फेथ के अनुसार वहाँ पर टेम्पल बने हुए हैं. Even today people do worship and other religious things like that. So Jabalpur is, if you see geographically, is an ideal place for a defense corridor. Defense. हम लोग क्यों लूज कर दिए? Why UP has got it actually, or why others have got there are some factors which we must understand. We don't have to discuss here. But as General Saab ne bataya, we are not lost actually. This country needs a lot of defense corridors, and just keep trying. जैसे जो present leadership है, they are putting some pressure, trying to bring some dynamics. Things should improve. But this historical background, we must know why Britishers have selected Jabalpur as a part of the defense corridor, and that opportunity still exists. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Just for your introduction. So, there are many ways we can introduce Shri Yadavji. He was the former CGM of Dantali's factory, and during his tenure, we, particularly the faculty members and the students of IIT Jabalpur, has the maximum collaboration with the institute. Very dynamic, very proactive. He is one of us also because, as General Seti has asked, when he put an example of Shri Bhola that when he comes and teaches. So, Shri Yadav used to our campus and he has taught many courses to our students. So, we also consider as a part of IIITDM family also. So, there are many ways we can introduce him. And certainly one of the brightest person who can answer these types of questions. We have been always learning whether we are meeting for 5 minutes or for 5 seconds, we always learn so many things from him. So I'll some question now. Please. Otherwise, we'll quickly, because we already overshoot the time, so we'll quickly close it also.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन सर टंडन सर आपसे ही है और प्रीति खन्ना मैम से कि सर लोकल इंडस्ट्री जो है वो एकेडमिया से कैसे कोलैबोरेट कर सकती है. बेसिकली सर क्वेश्चन ये है सर, अगर हम कोई प्रोडक्ट या कोई प्रॉब्लम लाते हैं, प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट तक तो ठीक है सर, आप लोग डेवलप कर देंगे, चीजें चल जाती है, बट प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट से कमर्शियलाइजेशन स्टेज है, उसके बीच में एकेडमिया इंडस्ट्रीज को कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है, वो थोड़ा सा जानना चाह रहे हैं सर, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो आई थिंक हम डेफिनेटली IIITDM को दिखाना चाहते हैं, शोकेस करना चाहते हैं.
Okay, so probably you have made my life easy because that was the last point which I wanted to take up. So, as I said in the beginning, the major challenge as on date, particularly in India, is the gap between the industry and the academia. Industry don't trust academia, and there are valid reasons for it. I belong to academics, but I know we never feel the importance of time or timeliness doing things. What you also is very valid. We do a lot of research, but once it comes to the commercialization front, we leave it. We have Shri Harish Mehta recently for our convocation, and during one of the meetings, I was telling him also the same thing, that we do a lot of research, but our research culminates into some research papers, some thesis, which goes into the bookshelf. We never bother about how to commercialize those things, although many of these things are worth commercial values. Incidentally, Government of India has also recognized this to a very large extent, and they are also pushing very hard. Recently, they have started one program which they call as Capacity Building for Design and Entrepreneurship, where they say not only undergraduate students, not only master students, but doctoral students who are hardcore into research, they should also venture out into looking into the commercial aspects of any product. Now, as I said that if you look any product all across the country, not any, but like I said, more than 95% of the products, whether they belong to defense sector, whether they belong to commercial sectors, they have come out of the laboratories of certain universities, including our own internet, including AI. You talk of anything, they have come out of the laboratory. But why in India we are not able to do so? In spite of the fact that Indians working in those laboratories, they are able to do it. So the first thing is that we have to have trust among yourself. We have to understand what are the shortcomings in the curriculum of engineering. Like if you look at the statistics, even now also approximately 40% of the Indian graduates who are less than 25 years age are unemployed. Or even if you look at the studies of CIA or NESCOM, they say more than 80% of graduates are unemployable. So their skills are not there. So the companies, when they hire, they go for training them to adapt to that particular scenario. Why can't like my colleagues who are sitting from various engineering colleges, diploma colleges from here, why can't we modify our curriculum so that the students who are graduating from these institutions, they are straight away on to task. They need not be trained. So what your point is very right, but I tell you, like, we are also equally concerned and we are also working on the commercialization front. We have developed the complete cycle. Very rightly said that not only till POC, but we have developed multiple
prototypes also, including full-scale models also. Khanna has shown you some of the machines. I have already requested you. So before you go from here, we have our students who are demonstrating different technologies over here at the back of our auditorium. You can see what all technologies they have developed and they are having commercial value. Now, to actually commercialize them, we need your support also, because you look at the, you are aware of the commercial funds. Probably we are researchers, we are academicians, we don't understand or we don't know the proper methodology of the commercialization. But although we are teachers, but we are also students. So I'm pretty sure, and I can promise that if you tell us the way of commercialization, we will definitely do it. And just to substantiate this thing, I'll take two different statements. One statement of Jana Das, when he said that he told about himself that he's a science background, but not science, but scientific orientation has taught him many things. So I tell you the biggest strength of an institution like IIITDM Jabalpur, or maybe for example Jabalpur College, or for example Gyan Ganga, Center of Ashes, is the analytical mindset with the students opting from there. Give them any problem, they have the knack to solve it. But the problem is that they don't know how to find out the problem. So if they know what problem they have to solve, even we tell our research scholar PhD students also, they take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. We tell them that if you know the problem which you have to do, PhD is not more than 6 months long. But all my colleagues are PhD over here. Is anybody has finished his or her PhD 6 months? No, because we are not able to find the correct problem. Similarly, what Brigadier Sharma has said, that he told that give us the problem, and he said he promised that he will try to solve it. I can't promise that way, but I also tell to my friends, my colleague from defense sector, from the industry, that give us the problem, we'll try our level best to solve it. Why I'm using the word level best, I'm not sounding confident, because many of the problems which I have seen based upon my experience also, they are not available at the commercial front. They are still into the research front. So we need at times to go for certain research also. But if we are able to solve that particular research aspect, we are ready to give you solutions. So as we said, as the purpose of this workshop is to have a proper handshake between the industry and the academia. That's what so we should have confidence among ourselves. We should develop our friendship into a successful marriage. And if we work together, symbiotically, we'll definitely grow. It will become a win-win situation for both of us.
Hi sir, I'm Shiv Syed. I'm from IIIT Jabalpur student. Basically, I have a question for K.K. Sharma sir. So right now, sir, you have showed many of the PPTs that many of the documentations has been done in the project, and how if any kind of equipment comes from the border here, how do you change it? So as a student, if I don't come to you to work as an AI engineer, can we collaborate with you in taking those equipments into my coming up startup and make it an AI based and Web3 based weapon so that it can protect our country? And can we also, each and every documentation that you have made, can we collaborate with you in taking those documentations and making it a best ever product or best ever thing for our India? This is my question.
Who has asked the question? Let me salute you first, for your passion. Really, I'm looking at this passion. So, 90% of the problem is already over because it's a passion. And let me tell you, please come to me. I'm looking at, I'm so blessed today, I'm standing here in front of such bright young minds, who are passionate as well, fire in the belly. You come to me and you see what I'm doing, how am I doing, how can you add value, how can we together add value for our country, our nation. I've not understood what exactly you are asking, so I want you to respond to that. But you come to me whenever you have time. I will give you all the time. I will take you around in my entire workspace, see what we are doing, and assist me in advising me how can we do it better. How can we make a product, which has come at a rate of 0.7x, we sell at a 1.2x kind of a thing. I'm more than willing to contribute and more than willing to collaborate. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have already overshot the time, so I'll like to close over here. And once again, thank you all for sparing your valuable time and coming to our campus at short notice. I trust that this is the first
meeting of first workshop on this agenda of academia industry collaboration. We'll take, as I told you earlier also, we'll take up sector specific workshops also, and more meaningful, more in the form of panel discussion, so that we can understand the main points of the industry, and we can come to know what solutions the academia can provide. So with these words, I'd like to once again thank you. So I have three announcements to make. One, we'll go for a group photograph. We'll have a group photograph together. Second, please waiting for you at the outside. And third, and not the least, please visit our stalls. Look at the work which students are doing. I'd also like to invite anybody interested to visit our labs. If anybody wants to visit any type of lab, my colleagues are over here, and they have already made the arrangements for taking you around different laboratories. If not today, you can come any time. Our campus is always open to you. Please visit and tell us how can we improve. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.